Today on Back to Basics, we are getting you guys set up with off-road products from Amazon. We are going over all of this stuff, finding you the best deals, the best products, and getting you guys set up for getting on the trails. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Back to Basics, where we take a practical and realistic look at all things off-road. Now, it's been a couple months since we've done one of these episodes, but we are back again. It's the beginning of the year, and we're hitting it hard, and we're here to give you guys some beginners content, get you guys ready to get out there on the trail. Now, in today's video, we are going to be going over off-road equipment from Amazon. Now, when you get into this hobby, one of the things that I've learned is that it is very, very hard to find good information out there. We're all looking for the next cool thing. What do we need? What do we don't need? You know, what are the things we got to pick up? How do we get started? Yada, yada, yada. In this video, we're going to give you some of those things specifically from the website Amazon. Because at this point, Amazon's kind of a universal language. Most of us have it. If you don't, then I don't know what you're doing. It's just kind of a part of every person's life. And Amazon offers a lot of convenience when it comes to online shopping. So we'll go over some stuff that I've picked up over the years from Amazon to, you know, equip myself for going out on off-road trails, whether that's camping, rock crawling, regular, just, you know, go exploring, hitting fire trails, whatever it is. First up, we're going to be talking about off-road parts and tools. Now, there's a ton of stuff out there, and you're gonna, see a common theme across this video that there's anything from budget stuff all the way up to name brand stuff, and it is no different when it comes to parts and tools. Usually with parts, what's great is that they do have a service inside Amazon where you can enter your vehicle's information, and in most cases, it'll tell you if that part fits your vehicle. I found it to be probably between 80 and 90% accurate. Most of the time, I don't have an issue, but hey, keep in mind, sometimes it's not correct. It just is what it is. Always double check part numbers. Make sure to verify that they're going to work for your vehicle. Now, I'll mention parts are certainly cheaper on Amazon as opposed to, generic part stores like O'Reilly's, Napa, AutoZone. But in most cases, those parts aren't getting the kind of warranties that you get with these auto parts stores. So your lifetime warranties, all of that stuff, it doesn't always get attached to these Amazon purchases. I actually just picked up some parts from Amazon. I picked up 4 ball joints for my Nissan rock crawler. Not anything special. I probably paid a third of the price of brand new ball joints for this axle, but hey, it's, a cheap rock crawler that I don't like spending money on, so I was able to get those parts quick. With tools, same thing. You can get anything from cheap Chinese stuff all the way up to the name brand tools. You can pick up DeWalt, Milwaukee, all of the really, really good stuff, or the stuff that people commonly use. And then you can get some of the cheaper ones, like for example, I'll pick up a couple roll-up tool bags. So I wanted some long wrenches with some ratcheting, swiveling action going on. So I picked up, some of these. This is just some cheap Chinese brand. What brand is this? SETI. Exactly. Cheap, throw it in the truck. It's ready to go. If it gets dirty or broken on the trail, who cares? Next is going to be an off-road jack. Now, for most people out there, they get introduced to off-road, and the first thing people tell them to buy is a high-lift jack. I don't recommend them. And there's a reason. These things are death traps. I have a scar right here on my eyebrow where a high lift jack decided to fling itself out of my hand, and the handle smacked me square right here. Could have killed me. Ever since then, I refuse to use a high lift jack. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I refuse to use them. I know a lot of people feel the same way, which is why I started looking for a different option when it comes to an off-road jack, which brings me to this one. Now, this jack specifically is the Powerbuilt 3-ton jack. It operates as a jack stand combined with a bottle jack. And I'll tell you right now, this is probably one of the best purchases and one of the best items that we are going to talk about today. This comes with a high recommendation from me. It's a good quality jack. As you can see, mine's definitely been used. I've had mine for about 1.5 years now. And it's, been rolling around the truck and, been thrown around, and I've lifted many vehicles with it. I've gotten underneath a vehicle with this thing locked up. So as I said, it operates as a jack stand. So you can start off at a higher point, right? Let's say your truck's really tall. You can start right here, then you start jacking it up, and bada bing, bada boom, it'll lift you up and you'll be ready to go. And then same thing, you can bring it back down. You can also lock it into place so that if you want to use it as a jack stand, lock it in, it's all ready to go. Definitely check this one out. I absolutely love this jack. Now, another important piece of off-road equipment is going to be for airing down. Normally when you go off-road, you can let some air out of the tires. That allows you to get a better ride, better traction, yada, yada, yada. Getting something that can help you air down your tires and then air it back up is really important. A lot of good options out there. There's some bad options too. You can get the kind of cheap little air compressors that, you know, plug into your cigarette lighter. You can get the ones that will connect directly to your battery, or you can even get the ones that are hard mounted to the truck. For airing down, you can get the quick little disconnect things where it'll take out the valve stem core, let out some air, you can put it back together, and it's, you know, a quick, easy, cheap way to do it. And then you can get the 4-way air down system, which is what I have over here. Let me show you my air compressor setup. So mine is a little war torn. So I've used a lot of different air compressor setups over the years. And, you know, some of them have been good, some of them have been all right. This one is one that I actually like quite a bit. So the compressor I use a twin air compressor. This one is nice and fast. This is made by Morphlate. Definitely seen its use. It's fallen and been thrown around, and, you know, I dropped it off the bumper of my truck a couple times, and it still runs great. It can air up my tires from, you know, freaking 15 PSI all the way up to 40 PSI on a 35 or 37 within like 15 minutes, which is lightning fast. In combination with that, I do have the Morphlate, you know, 4-way air down hose. So we're getting into like more expensive things here, but this is an option for those of you out there that want to get started and you want to get something that's a little bit more premium, right? You get the 4-way air down hose to where you can connect this to all 4 tires, air them all down at the same time, and then you can air them up at the end of the day. And it's a super convenient option. It's not for everybody, but I have a full review on these if you guys want to check them out and see what they're all about. Other than that, I mean, I would say check out some reviews on some of the cheaper ones when it comes to the air compressors. There's a ton of them that look like this. It's a standard twin air compressor. Most of them work quite good and they're gonna last you a little bit. And then, you know, for airing down, you can get a lot of options out there. There's so much going on. Just, hey, check out some of our videos on airing down. You guys can see what's going on with that. Next is gonna be some of your recovery equipment. You know, you can have toe straps, kinetic ropes, soft shackles, D-rings, yada, yada, yada. There's a bunch of different companies that sell different products, and generally you can find them at a very, very good price here. Most recently, I picked up some products from Rhino USA, which is going to be their kinetic rope and all their straps and all of those. So this kinetic rope, actually, I'll be honest with you, I have yet to use it yet. So I haven't, you know, I've taken it out on, I don't know, 2 or 3 off-road trips, but I haven't needed it yet. But connector ropes are great. Always good to have one of those. And then all this stuff, some of it I've used, some of it I haven't, but you know, this is all stuff that either you can find a package like this where it's all together and all ready to go. So just a couple things to keep an eye out for. Soft shackles, really, really good ones you can find on Amazon. You can find them from Rhino USA. You can find them from different companies. These are cheap, really, really useful. I carry like 4 or 5 of these because you never know when you're gonna need these, and I just, you know, it's a good throwaway, you know, tool, something to use and do your thing with. Now, ratchet straps, these are the new ones I just picked up from Rhino USA. I really like these. Look at, bam, and then you can zip it back. But hey, you got your straps, you got all your other stuff. Like I said, ton of companies that make this. Check it all out. It's all good stuff. Next is going to be the Baofeng UV5R. Now, most off-road groups out there require you to have some kind of communication in order to join one of their runs. We're no different. This is a great little radio for communication. It is cheap as hell, very easy to use, and it comes ready to go. So mine, actually, I have the battery extension, so this one, you know, it lasts a little bit longer, but when you get it with the standard battery, it looks like this. It is plenty for a whole day of off-roading, even a couple days. There are newer models of this one. They get some updated features, but this one's cheap, easy to use, and you can program it to most frequencies that people use. So solid option. Another one of those top 5 for this video. Highly recommend. Next is going to be a flag mount that I have from Hook Off-Road. Now, you see I have my Dirtnation flag, you know, chilling behind me. I don't have the flag mount on me. It's actually on my Nissan Frontier. I've been using this one for years. I've had it on my Nissan. I've had it on my Tacoma, and it's just one that has solid construction. It's cheap, easy to install, and it just works. Next is going to be some tire repair related items. There's a bunch of different stuff out there. You can get tire repair kits to where you can plug the tire on the trail. Although, yeah, you want to carry a spare at all times, but sometimes just plugging the tire is a little bit easier depending on the situation. And then the one that I have, for example, is this little doodad right here. This is a Colby valve. So this is a replacement valve stem for your vehicle. So if you are like me and you break a lot of valve stems, you can actually use this one to replace it on the trail without having to take the tire apart or do anything crazy like that. Next is going to be a couple of comfort items, you know, more for the camping or staying warm type of deal. Let's see, what are we going to do first? So first one is actually going to be, I recently talked about this on a Lido Creek video. This is my heated jacket that I most recently picked up. I absolutely love this thing. So this thing has a bunch of pads on the inside. So it has a back pad, arm pad, and then it has pads inside the pockets. So you have a little battery pad that hooks up right here, and it'll heat up the whole jacket, and it'll actually keep you warm. If you put this on, zip it up, it is gonna keep you nice and warm on a chilly day. Next is gonna be my camping chair. So I don't know why I took this out of the garage just for this video. I could just show you guys videos of it, but it unfolds super easy, right? I can unfold it right here. I'm not gonna. But the really cool thing about this is, first of all, it does fit a big boy like me, right? I'm over 300 pounds. This thing holds me quite well. And the secondary thing is that it has shocks on here so you can rock back and forth with ease. So I love this chair. Now, for most camping trips, I sleep quite comfortably, and that is due to my 4.5-inch memory foam air mattress from Lost Horizon. I've been using this one for a little over 2 years now, and it has held up great. In fact, a couple months ago, mine actually got a puncture in it. I literally just put some duct tape and it has continued to hold up. And obviously I'm gonna need somewhere to put my mattress, and that brings me to my camping tent, which is made by Gazelle. So I have the T4 tent, which is a 4-person tent. This thing is nothing short of amazing. I have seen a lot of people use this tent over the years. I finally pulled the trigger on one last year, and it has been such a good tent that I actually leave my RTT home for most trips. I've taken it off my truck and I don't plan on using it anytime soon. This tent's super easy to set up. It takes about 2 minutes to fully set up the tent. It is spacious and sturdy, and it is just overall a solid option. Although I'll mention, the tent has small doors, so if you're a big guy like me, you can trip getting out of it, which I actually did a couple months ago. For other camping trips, I have my hammock, which is made by Camounds. Now, I've had this one for a very long time, probably 3, maybe 4 years now. I actually have a review video on it. And this is the one that I use on solo trips if I am packing light, right? Trails like the Rubicon, Fordyce, places where you can't carry a ton of stuff. That one, I can literally just find a single tree. I hook up one side to a tree, I hook up the other side to my truck's roll cage, and bam, now I have a place to sleep. Next one is actually gonna be my mini cooler. Now, I have a bunch of different coolers and, you know, ice chest that I've used over the years. I have one of the giant Grizzly coolers that I've used for a long time. You guys have probably seen me yeehaw that thing out of my truck multiple times. But for smaller trips, I like to take this one out. So this is like a single day Yeti. This one's a little pricey, but I did pick it up on Amazon. In fact, I have a dry mouth from recording this video, so I'm gonna grab some water. But I like this thing. It's very sturdy. You can sit on it, and you can fit a good amount of drinks just for a single day of camping, or a single day trip out on the trail, whatever it is. Next, I have a couple of products from Ansell. I actually don't have any of them here. They are all either inside my truck or they are at work. But just to run through a couple of them, power probe, super important to have. I'm not a huge electrical guy, but a power probe is important for being able to diagnose repairs and be able to push power to something to see if it works, you know, check a starter, check a relay, check whatever it is, right? You can use that with the power probe. Also, scan tools are super important. I also have a couple from Ansell. I have some other brands too. The other thing I'll say about scan tools is make sure you get one that can not only read engine codes, but can also read ABS codes. For us off-roaders out there, it's important to be able to clear our ABS codes, because in the case of newer vehicles, if you have a traction light for some reason, sometimes you can't use some of your 4x4 functions. So being able to clear that on the trail, use your 4x4, and then get back on the road is super nice to have. Next is going to be some of my favorite products in this video, and that is going to be power stations and jump starters. First is going to be some Bluetti products. So I actually just reviewed this AC70 power station a couple months ago. I reviewed this alongside the Charger 1 fast alternating charger from Bluetti. Now that fast charger, it hooks directly to your vehicle. It uses your vehicle's alternator to fast charge power stations while you drive. This one specifically, you can get up to 500 watts of fast charging per hour while driving. So with this thing being 1,000 watts, you can theoretically charge this power station within 2 hours with that charger. In addition, with that Charger 1, you can charge different power stations. So you can charge Any Blue Eddy one, you can charge most of the aftermarket ones out there. You know, Jackery, All Powers, you know, what is the other ones? I have a Norvin one. I got some cheap ones. You know, Powerness, all of those different power stations. You can charge them with the Blue Eddy charger one, which is a really nice feature to have, because if you have different power stations like me, you don't get stuck to just having to be able to charge one. You can charge different ones as well. As for this power station, I really like this thing. You know, it's beefy, it's got all the plugs that you need, and it's very simple to use. It's not complicated. You know, some of the older power stations, they got a little overboard with, you know, connectivity and all of these different ports and shit that you honestly just don't need, right? Give me 2 AC plugs, right? Give me a couple USBs and a couple USB Type-Cs, and give me a car charger, and I'm good to go. Next is gonna be some of my favorite products in this video, probably within the top 1 or 2, depending on what day it is. But these are gonna be products from Loki Thor, and these guys specialize in versatility products, jump starters, lights, power stations, kind of just useful, convenient tools for your off-road bag. First one I have is the J400. So this one offers a flashlight, a power station, so you're able to charge your phone, tablet, cameras, you know, vape, I don't know. And then it also has a jump starter. So you can jump probably a vehicle maybe 3 or 4 times with this tool. So super useful to have in your bag, ready to go. It's compact, cool stuff. Second one is one that I carry in my backpack at all times because it does fit in there. I have a little accessory bag for it with all the different tools that comes with it. So this one is the JP400, and this one is a 4-in-1 tool. You get the flashlight, the power station, the jump starter, and then you get an air compressor. Now, I'll be honest, when I first got this product and this one right here, I thought the air compressor was kind of a gimmick, but I didn't realize how useful I would find this feature to be on the trail. So I have a little air line that'll hook up right here, and then you can hook it up directly to your vehicle's tire. And then it's as simple as turning it on, and then you turn on the pump, and air's coming out of there. Super convenient and easy to use. You know, like I had mentioned before, right? I have frequent issues with valve stems and tires, and it's just been a thing for the past like year for me. Having this has been super useful because when you have an issue with the tire, if you just need to put air in a tire real quickly, getting out your air compressor, digging out of your vehicle, opening up your hood, turning on your vehicle, airing up your tire, and then reversing order, right? Putting it all away, closing your hood, doing all that. It takes a lot of time and it can be annoying. This, you pull it out of your bag, you hook up your air line, you hook it up to your tire, and it's already airing you up. This thing puts out 150 PSI, which is plenty of power for being able to air up at least a single tire. You could probably air up a couple tires with this, with the battery. This isn't the best option for like, I wouldn't say get this as your only air compressor. It's not that type of tool. This is a jack of all trades, master of none type of deal. The main function of this is probably being a jump starter, which all vehicles should have. So having this along with the air compressor, flashlight, power station, charging stuff is what makes this thing so cool. As I said, this is the one that I carry with me at all times. And then lastly, I have the AW401. Now this one is a 5-in-1 tool where you get the power station, the jump starter, the flashlight, the air compressor, and then lastly, you get the pressure washer. Yes, a pressure washer. You have right here, this is your outlet, this is your inlet, and I have a bag right here which comes with all the stuff that you need to use this as a pressure washer. So whatever your source of water it is, right? You can use lake water, you can use river water, you can use, you know, a water jug or something that you have with you on the trail. It has a filter system on it, and you pump water through this. Then it has a little handle, and this nozzle is what you use to use the pressure washer. So when I go out on, you know, week-long trips, whether it's an overland trip or, you know, something to like Fordyce, Rubicon, whatever it may be, like those long rock crawling trips, I can now shower on the trail and I don't have to go get in the cold water to do it, right? This is really nice to have on the trail. Anyways, I say all that to say this. I love these products from Loki Thor. I like the versatility of them, and the main operation of them is a jump starter, which, hey, comes in at a good price on Amazon, right? These, I think this one and this one, these are under $100. I think these go for I want to say between $200 and $300. I forgot how much. I think I got mine with the 50% off coupon when they had it about a year and a half ago, and I got it for like $150. Regardless, pretty good price all around and a very good tool to have with you at all times. The last one is actually something that I just put on my Tacoma very recently, and that is the Decita radio head unit. Now, one of the weak spots on my Tacoma has always been the radio. I've wanted to upgrade mine for years. I didn't find an option I liked, and I couldn't find an option that I did like, but it was affordable. This was one that I found where it met a happy medium of good features, good quality, and it is also affordable. This one changes the head unit to a 10-inch Android tablet with a variety of different features. So you have 4G capabilities, and because it is an Android tablet, you can get Android apps. You can get Onyx Offroad, YouTube, you can get Netflix, you can get Max, you can get Angry Birds, you can get all these different things to where when you're driving, it makes things, a little bit more convenient. When you're on the off-road trails, you can use those things. And then let's say you're going somewhere where you got to park your vehicle for a while, right? You can watch some YouTube videos, you can watch some movies with your kids, you can keep them entertained. It is just all around very nice and a big upgrade for the Tacoma. And then a secondary item with that is the bullet point mount for the Tacoma. Now, same thing, Bullet Point makes a bunch of different products for different vehicles, but this one introduces a mounting system to where now you have somewhere to mount, your phone, you can mount your tablet, you can mount your GoPro. I have the phone and GoPro mount. So now the entertainment system on my Tacoma has been upgraded dramatically to where driving the truck is just so much better. Well, there it is. That is our products from Amazon. We went over a lot in this video. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff. Hopefully you guys have some items that you're like, hey, you know what? I've always needed one of those. I'm glad I could find one at a good price, something that's solid, something that's gonna work for me and my setup. Now, what I like to do is end this Back to Basics video, as we end all Back to Basics videos, with a question for you veterans out there. What are some great deals that you found out there that may be missing in this video, right? Whether it's an air compressor, a tow rope, a jack, or something I didn't talk about. Let's hear about your stories. Let's hear about your come-ups, and maybe you can help us save $1 or $2 or teach some things to these beginners out there. Now, as I mentioned, all this stuff is going to be linked down below. You can check out our Amazon shopping list. That'll get you all set up with pretty much all of these products here. But that's going to be it for this episode of Back to Basics. If you guys want to support the channel, check us out on Patreon. We get exclusive access to all things Dirt Nation Off-Road. You can also check out our merch store. And hey, if you check out this Amazon shopping list, you are also helping out the channel. So support us any way you can. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you again next time.